Nanette, I mean, I'm right there with you, girlfriend.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Nathan Stout. I'm one of the academic advisors here at Craven Community College. I have the pleasure of being here with Bill Bondurant, the Director for Academic Counseling, and Nanette Cobb, the subject matter expert for the business, entrepreneurship, and accounting programs. How's everyone doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Glad to be here.
Absolutely.
So glad to be with the beautiful, wise, and intelligent Miss Nanette Sanders-Cobb.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So today's talk, we're going to talk all things business. We have a lot of students that are interested in either opening up their own businesses or working for some of the local businesses and associations here in our area. And we just want to make them as marketable as we can. So Nanette, tell us a little bit about all three of your programs and some of the advantages of each one.
Okay. All right. Well, the business administration program has a lot of advantages to it in that the students, when they graduate with our degree, they are, and I'm talking about the applied science degree, they are able to go ahead and walk right into employment in terms of running offices. There's many offices downtown that students graduate from us. They get hired there. They stay there for their whole careers. And these are small business owners. They're looking for students that can critically think. They're looking for students that are able to talk to their clients. They're looking for students that are able to, yes, answer the phone, but not just answer the phone and record the message. Also think it through. You know, when should I schedule this person to come in? Or how long might that meeting take? And of course, when I say answer phones and greet clients when they come in, you want to be able to speak clearly and properly and not be too shy and afraid to do that. So I always direct students to take public speaking. That's one of the choice courses that they have. There is a choice there. There's another course there. That course is also good. However, if they want to stay in this area, there's a big need for someone to run offices here. And I mean, it can be a pizza shop, it can be a construction company, it can be a restaurant. I mean, it's just a big need with a lot of small businesses downtown. The small businesses are growing here, all up and down Trent Road. So they're really looking for students that are able to, you know, self-starter, kind of hold their own, be able to talk to their clients, really show a very professional appearance with their clients. And they need that. The other good thing about the business administration degree, it does not overprice you out of what the employers here locally can afford to pay. I'm not saying they don't want to pay more, but locally, our economy is what it is, and it's a good living. But if you're looking to make six figures, you know, that might be a little tough in this area, you know. Another thing about business administration is that if you want to, say, just work part-time and answer phones part-time because you have a need to, you know, help your family or that kind of thing, that's also very marketable with our degree. I've seen students do that often, either at the TV station. Sometimes I've seen that happen. They might be still there. I don't know. So yeah, there's more than just retail is what I really want you to understand. Retail is there almost without saying. And I've seen some of my students graduate, get degree in business and go in, I think it's called a CSR or something like that at Walmart or Target or somewhere. And once again, that is a person who can critically think, schedule, right? They're in charge of the scheduling. When is somebody coming to work? What talent do they have? How can they use it? And you have to be able to think it through and place people in the right spot at the right time. And so it's really a good a degree again to, if you, especially if you want to stay local, stay close to your family, which a lot of our graduates do. That's really available here. In accounting, very similarly, because there are a lot of small businesses, I've seen folks graduate with their accounting degree and work in the back office, whether it be at a bank, it doesn't have to be, but at a bank, restaurants. For example, we have a restaurant and it's called what is it called here? Smokes Restaurant. Y'all help me name it.
The Flame.
The Flame. Okay.
Yeah.
The young man that works at the Flame, the tall guy that runs, you can tell he's doing a lot of the administration. He graduated with us, and he's been there the whole time from his graduation till now. So, and that's been some years. It's been some years, at least 15, at least. I mean, just to be honest. So, again, even with the account, now he didn't graduate in accounting, he did graduate in business. However, that is also available for the accounting degree. Run the back offices for small businesses. Some people do, as you said, go into entrepreneurship and they open their own, because you don't have to have any kind of certification. If you're good in accounting, you can start your own payroll business. You can start your own tax business. You can do that, or you can even get hired from some of the tax companies around here. There's a young lady, I won't say her name, but she's been working for H&R Block every single tax season since she's graduated. And that's what she wants to do, obviously. She wants to work in tax season. And then when tax season shuts down, I'm not sure if she continues to work or if she's made enough to wait till the next tax season. I've also known some of them to work in insurance companies. We have local insurance people that offer insurance to homeowners, auto insurance, those kinds of things, and they work in those areas. I have some students that have graduated and they work in banks. Now, you can get a position as a teller, and that might be where you want to stay. They do make pretty good money. They generally start at minimally $12 an hour and on up. I have some students who have now became the head tellers at two banks. One at the First Citizen over where the old Harris Teeter used to be, and another one down in, I think it's in Bayboro, that's the credit union. That is what they wanted to do. They wanted to be tellers, and they remained tellers, and they became head tellers. You can also go and work in a bank. You do have a banking certificate. You can work in a bank. And I have one student who is now the executive administrator right under the bank, the branch manager. So again, it's very much, they want to make it. They have to kind of look at what it is they like. Do you want to work in the office? Now, of course, the person who's working right under the branch manager, they're going to greet people a lot. So if you like doing that, you really want to talk to people, that's there. But if you're the type of person you want to be in the back office, you don't want to talk to a lot of people, that's also available. You see what I'm saying?
So it sounds like it's a lot of flexibility with those programs.
It's a lot of flexibility. Now, the banking or business administration is a little more flexible than the accounting, only because when you do accounting, that's what they're looking for you to do. So if you know that's what you want to do and you like accounting, hey, that's a wonderful thing. The reason why a business administration major can slide into accounting is because once you finish all of your business program, it has some accounting in it. If you want to go a little deeper, let's say you want to know about federal taxes because that's what you want to do, you can just take that course. But you already have all of the management skills that are, needed in those positions. So it's flexible. It really is. I've also seen students take complete the accounting degree as well as the business administration degree. Okay. I think there's an additional 10 classes if you want to do both of them, because once you've taken all your Englishes, it counts for both. Once you've taken all your math, it counts for both. So you can do that as well. Entrepreneurship is a little newer in terms of getting an actual concentration in entrepreneurship. And that again, if you are, some students is what I've seen. Okay, they already have a business. Maybe they have a lawn service, or they have a knack with cosmetology. You know, they already have those technical skills, but they need some direction on how, again, to manage, or where to find funds, or, you know, how to even manage their funds. So that entrepreneurship degree addresses those, you know, for people that, and I'm not saying they have to already be in business. I'm just saying what I've seen. A lot of times they already have a business, but they realize that they need to be sharper, especially in the accounting area, and where the money is placed and where to put it and that kind of thing. So, and when they take the customer service course, they're always amazed at how much they learn, right? Because it seems like, oh, it's just a matter of walking to the door. Hi, how you doing? It's not. It's a whole lot more than that. You want loyal customers. We teach you that. You want customers that are going to, refer your business. So we teach you how to do all those things when you take the customer service course. Anything else that, oh yeah, you mentioned about if they want to go on and get the 4-year degree after they finish the applied science. It used to be a little more tough, but not now. Now, once you finish the applied science degree, let's say you now say, you know what, I've worked for a couple of years or even 1 year, and I decide I do want to go ahead and get a bachelor's. There are many, there are several universities, whether they be online, even CU, there's several universities that will look at the courses you have, and they will bring you in as a junior. You have to complete the degree, though. You know, if you don't complete the degree, whether it's a applied science or just a art associate of science, if you don't complete the degree, they're going to just take some of your classes, and some are going to be electives and that thing. But if you complete the entire degree and you present the entire degree, then they work with the students and they bring them in as juniors. Okay.
So it sounds like a lot of those, I mean, there's some certificates in there that can make people marketable. And then you can just take those classes and kind of build upon them and just earn your associate's degree or earn your diploma and improve your skills that way. Is that correct?
That is correct. So students, what they do, you know, school, they just graduated, right? So they said, oh, more school. So what they'll do, they'll come in, and if they have great people to direct them, like yourself and Mr. Bondurant, and you tell them, you say, listen, you can complete a certificate in 1 year. In 2 semesters, you can finish this certificate. At that point, if you decide you want to continue, all of those classes will count toward your diploma, or all of those classes will count towards your associate. And it's really stackable. You can build upon those certificates. And we have great certificates. We have a customer service certificate, which again, is if they come in and they just do that certificate, obviously they're marketable. We have a banking and finance certificate, again, makes them marketable. We have a payroll certificate that makes them marketable. So they may want to come in and just do a certificate in their mind. That's what they're saying. I just want to do a certificate. Makes sense. It's not going to take long. It's only going to take 2 semesters, and you'll have your certificate. At that point, they can decide, you know, well, you know what? I really want to go ahead and get the associate. I kind of really like this field. Or I want to go ahead and get the associate. I want to make myself more marketable for a higher position, you know. So those are the kinds of things. And I've seen people who come in and they get the certificate and then they go on and get their associate because they want to help a family business, right? Or their spouse that has a business and they need to know more in order to be help them either with their books by doing their accounting, or once again, even with some of their marketing. When they take the business admin, they learn about, some marketing skills and that they may not have been able to use because, they just didn't know. And formal training is so important. Yeah, you can go online, you can do YouTubes and that. If that's all that's available to you, I'm not knocking it, but it does make it more crisp. It makes it more sustainable when you actually go on and take a actual curriculum credit course, because it just has so much more impact in there. And you get to do projects and things like that. So you get to have someone grade you on how well you're doing, right? As opposed to just trying to mimic what someone else has done. That's very powerful, very good.
Hey, Bill, what are some things you've seen with students that's been interested in those degree pathways?
So what I wanted to also bring up, Miss Nanette, the other side of the student population we get are the ones that maybe have been out of school for a while, started their family, maybe started down a pathway and realized that's not for them. And we get students come back who are juggling several plates and trying to raise kids, get them off to school, maybe working part-time, maybe working full-time. Within the programs, Miss Nanette, we have those online options. Tell us, the students that you work with, the ones that are maybe more mature students, more seasoned students, how they putting all this together, and your recommendations to them to be successful to finish these programs and go along the matriculation that you've been talking about.
Absolutely. Well, what I've seen, first of all, online, it has been just a wonderful blessing, honestly. I've been here ever since we used to do telecourses, and they had to come in on the campus and take their exam and show their ID, or they had to come in and drop off homework, and that all that's gone now with the online. It makes it so that, as you said, a student that has to juggle between family, work, and school, and many of them do, it makes it so that they can take their course or do their work, I'll say, at their schedule. So they may have time on Fridays and Saturdays, or they may have time on Mondays and Tuesdays, or they may have time on Sundays. Well, if you take an online course, then you can do your homework or your assignments, really. You can do your assignments whatever day. However, the advice is do it every week. The ones that are successful, they recognize, although it's online, it's just still like if you're seated. If you're taking a seated class, you're going every week. And the same thing, you should have that same discipline when you're online. If you want to be successful, you just have to be up there every week. Now, let's say you go up there this week and you have 2 major assignments. You get them all done. Next week, you go up there and you don't have an assignment necessarily, other than maybe a discussion forum. Well, that's wonderful, right? Now you have a little bit more time for your family. However, don't let it slip. You need to be going online every week. You also need to take the initiative to set up your own schedule, okay? So students do not need to take more than 2 classes at a time. Don't rush yourself. If you know you're working 40 hours a week, do not try to take 4 classes. You have to have time to read. You have to have time to do the assignment. Okay. And don't be upset with the instructor if they can tell that you have not put the time in on that assignment. Okay. That's why they're there, to help you, to guide you. So, am I putting out a professional product or not? So yes, if you are working 40 hours a week, I recommend you don't take any more than 3 classes, even though they're online. Okay. Because you still have to sleep. The discipline is higher for the individual. The individual has to keep up with when their assignments are due. If they have a question, they need to email or set up a WebEx meeting. Make sure they get their question asked prior to when the assignment is due. Okay. So what that means is what? You can't wait till the last minute to do the assignment, because if you do, you didn't know you had a question until the last minute. So again, all that simply is saying, discipline yourself and make sure you schedule enough time to get the work done. You're going to learn. You're going to get a great education. You can take the entire business administration program online. You can take the entire accounting program online. You can take the entire entrepreneurship. You can get those degrees entirely online. You do not have to come in and take a night class or a seated class or any of that. However, you do have to schedule your time so that you will give yourself enough time to read, to do your discussion forums, and to complete your assignments, right? If you run into trouble, go to the Academic Skills Center. Now that unfortunately we have this COVID going on, everyone has found a way to advise online. It's so many things. You can get tutoring online now. I mean, there's so many things available. So yes, your instructor is there pretty much to help you with the assignments. But if you need a little deeper help, don't be shy. Go get help. Guess what? Once you get the help, now you can use it in all of your classes. So whether it be, I just can't understand what they mean when they say this, or maybe you need a little extra help in math, or, whatever. Like you said, these students have been out of school for a while. So it's understandable if the logo or the lingo is different. So, don't be shy about that. Don't beat yourself up. It's a good thing. It really is a good thing to be able to have that flexibility to take courses online, to finish the entire degree online. Those things are great. Yeah.
I was just going to say, those are all pearls of wisdom that we try to share. And that leads me to the next thing, is that being a community college, we're not, busting at the seams with 50,000 students and all that. And we encourage our students to connect and network with our instructors, because you're so willing to be available to share the wisdom and the knowledge. How important when you see the students that don't connect, with the instructor, online, seated, either way, even if it's online, you can still connect with an instructor. You can network with instructor. What are the differences between the students who make those connections and network closely with you guys and the ones that don't? What are those students missing that don't?
Okay. It's unfortunate when students do not take that initiative to connect. I'm not really sure why they don't. That would be something I would love to hear from them. I know some of it may be, again, they may be a little shy because they've always been around family, right? They haven't had to come out and ask questions and those kinds of things. So it could be some of that. It could be that they have not realized, you know what, this is not high school. You have to discipline yourself, right? Unfortunately, I don't know the why, but the difference is the students that wait till the last minute, or either don't ask the question, just go through the class, they tend not to have as successful time. Oftentimes they may have to repeat the class, or they may have a low grade in the class. When I say low, C, D, the instructor wants to help them. The instructor is there to help them. It's really something they want to do, but we are not mind readers. We don't know that you have a question if you don't ask the question. And even if you bomb the first assignment, let's say you waited until the last minute, which is one of the bad things that seem to happen. and you're at the last minute, so you don't have time to ask questions, but now you realize you have questions. So you may not do so well on that assignment. Please understand that that is your responsibility. That is something you did. So now don't do that again. The next assignment, get on top of it. And also in terms of that, if they could find a way to get over the not talking or asking questions, and if they could find a way to get through that, which is why I would love to know the why, because that's the only way to address it. But if they can get past that, most instructors will give you a second chance on that first assignment. You can redo it, okay, and bring your grade up. So yeah, the difference is you're going to see a difference in the success and in the final grade in the course, so.
Yeah, so the big thing is just ask for help early. If you're having that problem, ask for help early and often, because that's what y'all there for, just to help them get through this course, get through those classes.
Absolutely.
And the other side of it, Miss Nanette, is, we help people get into the programs, business, entrepreneurship, accounting, but then we tell them, look, we really need you to connect, because not all classes are offered every semester, like, the general education courses. If you want to take English or math, humanities, fine arts, you can get a class every semester. But in your all specialized programs, a class may only be offered once a year. And if they miss it, it sets them back, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And in addition to that, classes only been certain classes. It's a few classes. I don't know if I should say a few. There are several classes that are only offered either spring semester or fall. Generally, that's because you have gotten to your second level of courses, and there's just not enough students to offer that class every time. So sometimes they need to really recognize that, because students will get upset, well, I didn't know. Well, once again, you need to ask. I have several students that will make their schedule and say, Ms. Cobb, can you please look at this and see if you have any other suggestions on what I should do? Absolutely. And I'm sure you all don't mind doing that either, So you told them there are some classes, right? You haven't told them the specific classes. Why? Because you can't, right? It depends on the student and where they are in that program. So there's no way to just kind of list out. It's just good, again, to stay connected. Stay connected. In addition to that, classes being offered, some in the spring, some in the fall, they're math. I've seen students wait way too long to take their math. They need to realize that there are prerequisites. So you need to go ahead and make sure that you have your math requirements completed. Don't put that off until your last year. You may need 3 math classes. So now you put yourself graduating later than you want to, when you could have avoided that. Some classes, like for accounting, if you have to take accounting 120 and then 121, I've seen students put that off, so you don't want to do that. We do have recommended programs of how you should take your courses. Okay, we have those, they're online, and sometimes students, I don't know if they look at them or don't look at them. We're not so much into the registering students as we used to be, but that might be a good way to really get them to understand, is to make sure that they pull that up. I wouldn't print it anymore, because students aren't keeping up with printed stuff, but definitely give them the link and say, visit this often, because again, you want to finish. If it says finish this in the first semester, even if you can only do 3 of those courses, the next semester you want to go back and pick those other 2 up. That'll help you a lot in finishing that degree and not getting to a position where, oh wow, I should have had this prerequisite, or oh wow, this course is not being offered except for the spring, because those are listed. Honestly, they're listed up there to show you.
Hey, Nanette, that's a lot of great information we had today. Just to kind of wrap up everything, what last minute guidance would you give someone that's interested in one of your programs?
Well, first of all, I would say, yay. Congratulate yourself. Come in, you realize that there's some additional information that will help your career. So come on in. Now, once you get here, if you have to do 2 things today and 4 things tomorrow, in other words, you can't get it all done in one day, that's fine. That's fine. It does take time to get enrolled in college. Okay, it's not high school. We don't have it sitting there waiting. Oh, I know exactly what they want to take and I know exactly what career they want to be in. It's a little different. It's a little different. So give yourself some patience. Be patient with yourself. We're happy that you're here. We're going to make sure you're successful. We're going to make sure that you graduate. So talk to us. Talk to us. Now, give yourself time to read. You have to read. Instructors would love to be able to lecture every single important thing in the chapter. There's just not enough time for that. Not only that, you don't want to sit there for that amount of time. And then you have many of you that are taking online classes, which is kudos, nothing wrong with that. So give yourself time to read. Make a space and time in your week that you know you're going to be reading and grabbing that information. Keep going all the way to the end. Keep going all the way until you graduate. If you hit a bump, get through it and come back. Some students may have to, take a semester off or whatever. Some of them don't have to take a semester off, but they can only take 2 classes that semester. Whatever it takes, don't compare yourself to another student. Just go ahead and keep focus on what your goal is, complete your degree, and have a wonderful career. I just think that is awesome.
That's a lot of good, great words of wisdom there, Nanette. Thank you again for explaining everything to us. Thank you, Bill, for being on the video today. If you have any questions, feel free to see one of us. We'll get you started. And then we're going to see you to the expert, which is Nanette, Miss Cobb here. Thank y'all again for doing this video, and y'all have a great day.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Miss Nanette. It's always good to see your beautiful smiling face.
Thank you. Wonderful.
All right.